a Monday night maintenance for Grand Summoners Global, which is finally bringing out the long sought after Valerie. You could tell they're definitely trying to get to that Super Awakening period ASAP, and they have a very set schedule for all this because all this stuff is very premeditated. Valerie releasing Monday on May 1st, and then you have a Discord live stage event that gets announced May 9th. They're going to be talking probably about Super Awakenings, War God Finn, and everyone else, and how exactly they're going to go about releasing it on global. Literally, after this live stage concludes, it could be within the next 2-3 days, we have War God Finn on global. And another thing too is the fact they're doing this right before I go on vacation. I leave May 10th to go on vacation, and I'm not going to be back until the 15th, boys. But, you know, we'll see how we're going to handle that when we cross that bridge. Back to Valerie. Valerie's banner is actually kind of good. This Hero Fest will be featuring Weaver, almost said Waver, Charlotte, Valerie, Dark Zeorg, and Veronica. There's 2 units on this banner that have extremely high value. I would even argue possibly 3 units on this banner that have extremely high value. And those units to me are Valerie, Charlotte, and Weaver. But before we get into everyone else, let's talk about the main girl, the new one, Valerie. This girl is pretty cracked for being the last character that we get in the Awoken era. Rip Kush on global. We have very good self-sufficient stuff in her kit, like 20 art gauge on the skill. You have lots of buffs with this character, like you have stats up with the art, able to permanently increase your stats all the way up to 30%. We have a true art that's able to buff up all water allies damage by 120%. And then if that water allies HP is above 70%, they instead get 240% damage up. This character is able to utilize one of the supports from the mines that actually consumes most of your HP with one of her passives. It's kind of like the Sistina effect if you use her, where if Valerie becomes near death, she increases her own arts by 200 and recovers 100% of her own HP. So you can kind of work that into a new comp to make sure that she is guaranteed to get that true art off. And you know, she also has some other passives like damage ups to demons and accuracy, but that is what it is. I think this is actually the highest damage buff, at least on global, that a unit gives to their team. And yeah, this character gave this damage buff to everyone. She would be hands down the best nuking support unit in the entire game. I think the main issue with this character is just who are you going to really use her with? Like maybe regular Volti, right? You know, Gray of course will benefit from this character quite a bit. Empress is another great option as well. If you don't have water units, then of course you can use Valerie as she is, but you're not going to really be achieving her full potential. But if you're somebody who's a little bit more equipped, that you have these characters that you can definitely use, and by all means, Valerie is absolutely worth it if you want to go for it. And not only is she worth it, the other characters on this banner, like mentioned before, very solid as well. Characters like Charlotte, Summer Lisa, and Draken, of course, specialize in each of their damage types. Draken for physical, Summer Lisa for magic. But Charlotte is the best of both worlds. She gives a massive arts damage buff. She's able to work with every single unit in the game. She's amazing. She never was bad. Some people think that just because Draken came out, this character's terrible now, but still is a very fantastic unit. Even in the Super Awoken era, you can use her buffs to great effect. And next is my boy Weaver. Like, Weaver, this guy just doesn't age, I feel like. He's been out for who knows how long, and I haven't seen him on a banner in quite a while. But we're looking at the original Sistina here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about you got a barrier on the art with the art gauge buff. You got water resist down on the true art, plus a crit damage buff as well. He's also one of the best characters you can pick up as a new player, since he offers a 5-star support slot and a 4-star support slot, a barrier, archgen. The only negative to him is he's old, so he's not going to hit that hard. Next is Veronica, and Veronica, even to nowadays standards, I don't think she's terrible, but compared to what we're about to get in the game, yeah, she's kind of lower on the list, but this character is a very self-sustaining damage dealer. She can be used in nukes, she can be used in sustain comps, doesn't really matter, you can use her anywhere because she's so self-sufficient. She gives herself all the essential damage buffs that she's going to need. For the most part, she has 100% crit rate in her kit. She has damage resist down on her true art. She has crit damage buff if you actually have her true weapon as well. Just give her archgen and she can take care of the rest. Yeah, this guy, don't worry about him. Whatever you do, if you want to see what this guy can do, here's a video I made a while ago, very long time ago. He will disappoint you. So now we get to the verdict of this, man. Should you summon on this banner or should you not? And it's a tough call. This is the first time that we've seen Charlotte return on a banner, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Valerie's debut. So it's very hard to say, yeah, you know what, skip this banner. But I think we really have to push this banner to the side and not give in to temptations, because Super Awakening is right around the corner. At this point, it's going to be a week away, maybe 2 weeks. And then once they start releasing Super Awakenings, you guys best believe they're going to be rushing this stuff, man. They're going to be coming out with War God Finn, probably Kiri, Overlord's going to come out some point, and they're going to try to maybe close the gap between JP and Global like they did during the Awoken era. So because of that, I just cannot recommend summoning on this banner at all. If anything, if you're interested in this banner, I would recommend doing a 50 pull, but after that, don't go any deeper. I would say the safest bet is just to skip and save everything that you have for War God Finn, because we know how crazy that unit is. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all for coming out. It's been your World P. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend check out either one of the videos popping on your screen right now. Great content, guarantee you love them. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget to drink water.